right, let's jump right in. We're going to be exploring the Therapist's Handbook for Neurodivergent People. Think of it as a hands-on field guide, and it's not just for neurodivergent folks. It's also for their families, their friends, their allies, really anyone in their corner. The whole point is to help set you free to thrive by building a life that feels like it's truly yours.
So let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're trying to figure out the world, but the instructions are missing? You know, like everyone else got a user manual for their brain at birth and yours just got lost in the mail? It's such a common feeling, that sense of being just a little out of sync.
And this is the most important thing to get, right from the start. You are not broken. Your brain isn't something that needs to be fixed. You are simply a brilliant operator navigating a world that a lot of the time wasn't designed with your operating system in mind.
Okay, and just a quick but really important heads up before we dive deeper. Everything we talk about here is for educational purposes. It's all based on the handbook, of course, but it's not a replacement for advice from a healthcare professional. So please, as you explore these ideas, do it with a lot of care and kindness for yourself.
So, the first thing this handbook does is pretty radical. It asks us to make a huge shift in how we think, to move away from all those old, honestly harmful myths about neurodivergence and to step into something way more empowering.
Let's break this down. For way too long, the story has been all about deficits, disorders, and what needs to be fixed. But this new paradigm, it just flips the whole script. It sees neurodivergence for what it is, a natural, valuable variation in how human brains work. It's a simple but profound shift from fix to thrive.
And this metaphor from the handbook just nails it, right? A forest is strong and healthy because of its biodiversity. Humanity's the exact same way. We're richer, we're stronger, we're better because of our neurodiversity. That's not just a nice thought, it's just true.
And when you start looking through this new lens, something amazing happens. Things that might have been labeled as problems are suddenly seen as incredible strengths. We're talking about intense creativity, a laser-like ability to focus, seeing patterns no one else does, feeling deep empathy, and having this fierce sense of justice. These aren't bugs, they're features.
So if the old map doesn't work, what do we use instead? Well, this is where the handbook gets really practical. It introduces a tool, a personal compass, that's designed to work with your specific brain.
Just think about that for a second. Instead of trying to follow a map that just leads you in circles, what if you had a compass that actually understood your internal landscape, your unique terrain, and it could help you navigate with real confidence?
Well, that guide is called NeuroFlex ACT, and yeah, we pronounce it ACT like in a play. The model itself is built on one simple, powerful belief. Your brain's operating system isn't broken, it's just different. It pulls together the science of neuroplasticity, which is your brain's amazing ability to change, with tools that work with your unique wiring, not against it.
And here it is, the NeuroFlex ACT Rewiring Compass. You can see at the very center is your true north. That's living a life that's flexible and guided by what truly matters to you. Each point on this compass represents a practical skill that helps you do just that. Notice what's happening inside, unhook from those sticky thoughts, and move toward the life you want to live.
Now, before we get into those skills, we got to talk about a key idea called mental loops. These are basically automatic cycles, patterns of thoughts, feelings, and actions that your brain creates to cope. They're actually really smart survival strategies. But the thing is, sometimes those same patterns that were meant to protect you can end up keeping you stuck.
And here's what that can look like. Something triggers you, let's say an unexpected change in plans. That leads to a symptom, maybe a rush of anxiety. That anxiety leads to a reaction, like maybe you shut down or avoid the situation. And that has a consequence, like missing out on something important. And boom, the loop gets stronger. The first step isn't to fight it, but just to notice it, with curiosity, not judgment.
So how do we work with those loops? That's where the 6 skills on the compass come in. They build on each other. You learn to start where you are with some gentle awareness. Then you upgrade your perspective to get some space from tough thoughts. You reclaim the driver's seat, take it step by step toward your values, and finally, you learn to write your new story and live without the box.
Just to give you a little taste, that first skill, the magnifying glass, is all about becoming a curious scientist of your own inner world. The second skill, the light bulb, is about that aha moment when you realize your thoughts are just thoughts, not absolute truths you have to obey. Each skill is a practical step from just being aware to taking real, authentic action.
And ultimately, all of these skills, this entire compass, points to one destination.
The goal here isn't just about coping a little better. It's about making that incredible shift from just surviving to truly, authentically thriving.
And let's be crystal clear about something. This is not about masking. It's not about trying to perform normalcy or fit into some box. It's not about becoming more acceptable to a world that maybe hasn't taken the time to understand you.
No, it is about becoming more fully, more authentically, and more unapologetically you. It's about building a life that actually fits your brain, honors what you need, and celebrates your unique brilliance.
You know, the author Ronan Danziger sums it all up perfectly with this quote: "The goal isn't to change your mind. It's to learn how to navigate the world with your mind, completely on your own terms."
And that really brings us here. The handbook can give you the compass, it can give you the tools, but the journey, well, that's all yours. The story of your life is yours to write. So the only question left is, what's the next chapter going to be?